getting reminded of a Prithviraj movie, Seventh Day. So, what do you expect? A good session? Okay. Informative session? Interesting. Okay. Good, informative, interesting. Pinna. Sorry, useful. Okay. Good, informative, interesting, useful. One more word. Practical. Okay. Thank you. Before I start, I would like to say thanks to NIPM Kerala chapter for inviting me. It so happened now that the COVID time, to give a brief background, I'm somebody, though I'm origin from Kerala, my on and origin of bottom part of everything was from Chennai. That's where my livelihood was. My grassroots otherwise is Kannur, right? And it is the corona phase, thanks to COVID, that's the largest ever phase have been in my hometown. Because my parents who were working earlier in Chennai have now settled in Kannur, right? And that's the time I thought, no, beyond what I do activities in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, I should also...
I can reduce it or keep it a little bit away. So just saying that, though my origin is Kannur from Kerala, I've done most of my schooling, college, everything in Tamil Nadu. So my Malayalam will not be all that great, but I will manage, right? Don't laugh when I speak Malayalam, right? Because my friends, when I speak Tamil, they will laugh, hey, don't spoil this language here. So I always have the challenge, but I always enjoyed that being a fun, right? It's COVID that I have maximum enjoyed this, phase of working or from my hometown. That's why beyond what I used to do in Tamil Nadu, I thought let me try to explore Kerala's opportunity to go back to colleges. So for almost 1.5 years when I was in Kannur, I had to take few sessions for few colleges there. And that's when I started networking with some of the senior HR people in Kannur. And from them I got to know a few people, and that's where I landed here. So the art of networking helps. So in that way, I would say thanks to NAPM Kerala chapter for having me here. And I would also like to know special thanks to somebody who would have designed the poster. Maybe whoever has designed the poster, if you're in this room, I would like to say first thank you. Arav. Oh, no problem. Then I think she has already learned what I'm going to tell. You can go and teach her. So anyway, thanks. It really looks fresh. In fact, this photo is also something a student clicked. I always ensure I keep this photo, though it looks a little different from what I am today. I always retain this photo because it was clicked by one of a student like this in one of a sessions. So I always keep it as a kind of respect for the student who took that effort. So I wish there is more creative photos here which I can use in future sessions. Right? So that's the opportunity for you. What I am actually trying to do here is just to give try to say, right? I will cover next few hours, few minutes, I will cover few slides, but it's more going to be about what is the real scenario in industry, right? And how this industry is going to evolve. I'll give a very brief about it. At the same time, I'll also give an indication in terms of how you all can prepare for it, right? So it's about ensuring that where you are today, what is going to be the future, and then how you can connect the dots. That's the key thing. But key ground rule here is, you should also understand what the other reason that I am here, right? Why this person is coming and spoiling our Saturday. I also have a school going first year daughter, right? It's a holiday for her, it's a leave for me. I could just enjoy taking her to a mall and just have the fun. So why am I investing time getting up early morning 4 o'clock on a Saturday, catching the first train and ensuring I'm here on the town for this session. In fact, I'm doing one more session today, second half with NIT. So what's the need? This is the need, right? Do you recognize these people in the photos? Yes. Who are they? Dhoni and Sachin. What are they doing? Somebody said it. Guiding? Guiding the players. Guiding the players, right? What else? Coaching is another high level. That's another level word. Let's not talk about coaching because I am an international coach. It's a different subject. We'll talk about that later. So if you really look at this photo, right, they are actually trying to go and give inputs to the upcoming youngsters, right? If you look at Dhoni, he plays for which team? Of course, India, but beyond India, CSK, Chennai Super Kings, right? So if you look at it now, he is actually going and taking the time to go and give tips to team, which is some other team. Which team? Kerala Strikers. Hyderabad, okay. So he's going and teaching. So he's doing it after the session, right? Other side, what is the God of Cricket doing? He was actually a part of a charity event which was happening in Australia, right? So beyond just being a chief guest, he took few minutes to go and be with them, right? So I believe in that part because I always had great role models in my life. Sachin and Dhoni have always been inspiration, not only the way they play, but also the way they value themselves. So that's where I'm here, right? So I thought I should always set the context so you understand what makes me come here at the same time where you guys are. So it's up to you guys. If you want to be one among those audience, you are welcome. But if you think there is something else which is bothering you, you have something else. If there is another emergency, feel free to not tell to your ma'am and you can always excuse, no issues, okay? There is no hard and fast rule that if there are 100 people, all of you should be seated. If there is some other pressing emergency, please have a word with your ma'am and accordingly plan. But my duty is to ensure that I give back to the society. That's where I am here. So for us to have this session in a meaningful way, what I will invite is avoid multitasking. When I say multitasking, let's only focus on this session for the next 1.5 hours. If you have mobile phones, I have kept my cell phone in DND, do not disturb mode, so that it does not click. So if you have your cell phones, please ensure that it is not disturbing you. If you have not had your late night sleep, don't sleep. That is my first challenge, right? Even if you sleep, don't snore such that you disturb your neighbor's sleep. Okay, that's other thing that I want to highlight before we go on. Don't take the trouble of taking notes or scribbling here and there. At the end of the session, I'm going to give you a very small pocket card, a digital pocket card as a key summary of the key takeaways. So just sit back, relax, and be with the flow. That is what I would invite. And I don't believe in one way. It's not that I will only be speaking for the next 1.5 hours and you will just be listening. I will be interrupting, I will be asking. So in between, feel free to raise your hand, stand up, be vocal, right? Learning can happen only if it is two-way. Just if I just speak, it won't happen. I'm happy to cover through the next 20 slides and run away, but it will enter your mind only when you also speak. Can we agree? Can we agree?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I'm not hearing a chorus. Can we agree?
Yes.
That's the spirit, right? Yeah, and in case of any emergency calls, I hope there is nothing that is bothering you, but if there is anything, feel free to step out and take it. But otherwise, I would invite, let's keep it interactive, and in between, I'm happy if hands goes up, right, for some questions or doubts. And as I indicated, I'm going to give you a summary note, so don't take the trouble of taking notes, right? First time actually, standing like a singer with a long mic and wire. So maybe in between, I'll just switch it off and walk, right? So this is what we will focus today. As I indicated, right, there are 3 things that we'll focus today. The first thing is in terms of what is emerging, right? What are the key emerging trends? There are so many things that is happening, but we can't cover everything. We'll pick up top 5, okay? What I've done is, before this session, this has gone through multiple colleges. I've ran this material to multiple HR friends. So I've just picked up top 5, okay? Top 5 HR trends which is evolving. And then top 5 things that HR of the leader has to do. And for that to do, what are the top 5 things campus people have to do, right? So 5 things on 5 trending things in HR, 5 things on what the HR of the future in 2030 has to do as per a research, and for that 5 things which campus people have to do. So can we take those 5 punch?
Yes.
Ready for the ride?
Yes.
Okay, so we will start with emerging HR trends, right? Before that, let me take a strategic break. So this is trend number 1, or key thing that is evolving in the world of HR, which is about how policies and programs in a companies, that any company, any sector you go now, how the policies and programs that you have, end of the day, these policies are for the people, are for the employees. Now, what you see is, before COVID, most of the companies or most of the governments will have certain policies, certain norms, but whether it is useful for the employees, it's a big debate. COVID has really opened doors to see whether this policy will work, whether this program will work for the company. All that has gone for a change, especially after the digital threat started, and it has accelerated with Mr. COVID coming in. So today, one of the key trends that you will see is most of the companies are making their policies and programs as employee-centric, right? It's not business-centric. The shift is, it would have been business-centric or government rules-centric or regulatory-centric, but it is all shifting to how it could be employee-centric, right? I would also tell one thing that here is that all of you, in fact I should not say all of you, all of us should be glad that we are in the world of human resource at the right time. When there was great economic recession in late 1950s as well as in early 2000 or 2008, it was a saying that no, it is the finance people who will rule the world, because whichever companies you go, finance people had a lot of say in decision making when there was an economic crisis. When Mr. COVID hit the world, today most of the companies are actually deciding policies now by consulting the HR. So today HR is really valued, right? When they shut down the office for protocols, how to bring back people, how to take care of people who are infected, how to run our vaccination program, how to take care of family members. So a lot of ways HR has a lot of say. So in that way I would say that no, you're all getting into the world of HR when the business leaders will listen to you. Earlier it is like, we are one among the department. Maybe they will give respect to HR, otherwise they will say, nee HR la dinakku onnu arilla, nee evade irki. That's the typical way which most of the companies will say, you don't know the hardship we go through, you just sit there, just follow what I say. But today, the companies have started saying, let's listen to what the HR concept is, then accordingly, go back to our employees. So in that way, I'm glad that you have chosen the HR profession and you will enjoy that wherever you will land up in the corporate ladder in the next few years. So two things which I'm calling here is employee experience or employee wellness. I'm not sure, words, have you heard these words? Have you heard these words, employee experience, employee wellness? If yes, please tell me what you understand. Let me not show the slide. You can tell me what is employee experience and employee wellness according to you? You see, we are here to learn from each other. Let me learn from you, and I will also happy to teach what I know. Whatever you know, but what is the word employee experience and employee wellness? Starting trouble, who will tell? Whoever starts, I will sponsor biryani, if that is okay. Just say no, you're all studying, right? Employee experience Parnavant. You can tell. According to you, what is employee wellness? Padiyaya. Summa Variyo. Correct. Another. Badi got 31. Another. You be ready. No, just tell in your own words. Just tell. What is employee wellness according to you? Then you are saying that when employee has experience, they will have productivity. Okay? Employee wellness? No. Your turn is pending. No, don't feel offended. I'm just pulling on a lighter vein because somebody has to start, right? Yeah. Simple. Employee wellness. Rendu word. You just split it and then combine. Company satisfaction, okay? No, don't laugh. See, all of us have gone through that. Just help her. If you know what is employee wellness, help her. Right? It could be now her, next it could be one of you. Wellness for the I asked what is employee wellness. So you spoke about employee experience. I will leave it a good name. Dishana. Right? Well-being. Can give a clap. So employee experience is about how that employee feels every moment they work with the company, right? When you go for certain family functions, right? There are few family functions you will really enjoy. You will look forward for that session. You will look forward for that meeting with your cousins, get-togethers. You're not worried about what costume you will wear. You just look for that, cousins, your function coming up. I could see a smile going. so you always look for, that is like how you experience, right? But you also have certain scenarios, you actually are not looking forward for a family function coming in, right? That's the difference, right? So what today HR has to do is, they should make that employee, feel good every moment they are with the company, right? From the time the employee gets up to the morning, they should have that energy to come to office. When the employee does not feel good about the company, they will also feel like getting up from the bed, getting ready, catch the college, the office bus, or drive back to the office, or maybe if it is working from home, they should open the laptop. And they should feel engaged, they should feel productive, as you rightly said, they should feel engaged, they should feel productive. So that's the duty of HR, right? So it's about ensuring that you have that feel good of every moment. That is employee experience, right? In a large manufacturing company or a large banking sector, or if you go to any industry, right? Every managing director of every business able to look for productivity. They want business results, right? Marketing person will be running behind the sales target. Financial person will be running behind getting the right, budget efficiency, profit and loss. Product development people who are involved in design, they will look for what they can design. But somebody has to take care of the employee. Somebody has to ensure that employee enjoys every moment here with the company, right? That responsibility is with. Of course, HR has to own it, but we have to design the policy such that every employee takes care of them. So we cannot go and see if, for example, the office that I work, there are 800 employees. I cannot go and check every 800 employees how they are. My duty is to ensure that I have policies and programs in my company such that every employee enjoys coming and working to office. Right? You cannot go and check every 800 employees every day. You can't do that. But you need to ensure your policies and program should make them feel good of working with the company. So that is employee experience. How they enjoy every moment working with the company. Just think about the simple example of going to a family wedding, good or bad, right? Even if it is a very poor satya, right? Even if it is a very unorganized function, if it is a very good relative, you will not complain, right? You will enjoy. And maybe there are relatives who will always scold you, cripple. They will give best of the art function in a very large mall. There will be state of the art biryani. But still, because you don't like that relative, you will not enjoy the experience, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So that is the difference. It's about how we ensure every employee is feeling good with the company. That is employee experience. That is really gaining momentum, and that's where HR has a lot of work to go back and check, hey, these are the policies that was helping the company, but are employees feeling good? Can we really do something better? Okay. The other thing, as you rightly said, employee well-being, right? Employee wellness. So earlier also, most of the companies were just asking people to come and go. But today, what most of the companies are asking or ensuring is, are my employees healthy? Are they physically healthy? Are they mentally happy? Are they financially stable? Do they have the right social bonding? All these things are important because school science. Health is physical, mental and social well-being, right? It was just a word that you would have passed by writing in physics, but that's a reality today. You cannot just say, I give good salary, I give good job, I'll give a good seat, and I'll give a good bonus and employees should be working. No. You also have to ensure that your employees are happy and healthy. You have to take care of certain initiatives. Very rich companies have state-of-the-art facilities like gym, stuff and other things. Some of the companies will give you gift coupons so that you can go and take something, so they will do some awareness sessions. It depends on company to company. But the key thing is, it's not about just employees coming to work and going. Making them feel good every day, which is employee experience, and then ensuring that they are physically, mentally, financially, socially healthy. That is called employee wellness. So both are driven by HR. It's not that HR has to own it. It is driven by HR, but every employee, every manager in the company has to do that. So did you get trend number 1?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Are you all with me?
Yes.
Okay. Because I could see some of the heads are going down. I don't know if you're with your mobiles or stuff, but I leave it to you guys. So a lot of words here, don't worry too much around what is this words, but just pick up these two words, employee experience and employee wellness. Right? Trend number 2. right? Trend number 2. What is this? Generally, there is a thinking that no, when HR comes and tells something, they don't know anything, right? They are not the person who's working in the line. They are not the person who, for example, I come from a car manufacturing company. There are thousands of people who are sitting and making cars. If I go and tell something to MD, they will think that you are sitting comfortably in AC room. You don't know the pain of people who are working in the manufacturing line, right? If somebody is working in an ICICI bank, if the HR is going and tell something, the MD may say, "Boss, you are a person who's sitting in HR and AC office, so you don't know the hardship of the banking person who's sitting in the customer center." So that pain is there everywhere. But what today most of the companies are doing and most of the HR professionals have started doing is drive your decisions through data and analytics. Right? Don't tell blindly because my instinct says that this is what is good. Back up your decision with data and analytics. Okay? This is a simple example. A recent example which I came across for a company in Bangalore. Right? This is a company in Bangalore which wanted to relook into its transportation cost. Right? What is transportation cost? Sorry, what's it for you? Sorry? 1%. Travel expenses, okay. Travel expenses means?
Like where bus fare.
Sorry, oral for you. I think you spoke, yeah. Bus fare, train fare, okay, that is one way of looking. What is other dimension? Actually, okay, we will not come to that. Travel allowance, not most companies do that. So most of the companies, I don't know if you have seen that in Kozhikode, but most of the companies in other cities, wherever they have offices, they will have company provided transport. In the college bus, yes or no? Okay. I hear a majority. Okay, leave it. I will not get into that boundary now. Unfortunately, I'm coming back. See, a lot of companies, especially when they are located outside the city, right? That's the trend. Most of the companies now have their big offices in the outskirts of the city. If you go to Chennai for a vacation or a weekend, right, you'll see most of the IT companies are in the outskirts of the city. Similarly in Bangalore. And most of the factories, Hyundai or Mahindra and Mahindra or Ashok, everybody will have their factory in the outskirts of the city. They do that because it's affordable, government will give them at a better rate and all those stuffs, right? But how they ensure that employees come to office daily, they provide company transport. That is transportation cost, right? So one of the company in Bangalore wanted to optimize its transportation cost. Okay, so the HR manager was looking at the decision, how do I transportation cost? So how do you think that HR manager should act? Okay, if you imagine a city like Bangalore, right? How many of you have seen Bangalore? Right? It's a vast city. At least you'll have to, any company will have to operate minimum 10 buses. Okay, as a simple logic, I'm saying any company which was outskirts has to operate minimum 10 buses. Right? So you're the manager of the company which is having 10 buses. You have to reduce the cost of this transportation cost. How will you do? I think you gave a clue. What you said is true. But what do you think you should do? Simple. You are a HR professional, start thinking. You are a HR manager of a company, there are 10 buses to you, your boss is saying, 10 buses it's very costly for us, we should reduce the cost. What is that you can do?
Long employees company stay facilities provide. Bachelors
we can give a round of applause. At least 2-3 times you spoke. In a way, you are right, but it will add to the accommodation expense, right? Then what will happen? I tell you, late night you will get that call from the employee. Just for example, she is the employee and you are the HR, right? You are saying you are staying far. Avada vanda adutha or hostel aaki kodutha night 12 o'clock she will call you saying table vadam varunna HR seriyakittu. So you will add additional pain. Somebody like says no, pulivaru kudichuvale. So some companies do that. I agree with you, but you will have to look at now. It can increase your. If you have to now pay rental to that building, right, that will add to your rental cost, no, accommodation cost. Simple. I have 10 buses. I have to reduce the number of buses. What is the best way? Bus in a seat to Bangalore for the city, bus in the seat to put bus to office day. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. If you are a 40-seater vehicle, use it 50. See, look at it this way. All routes are different. It's not all buses not come through the same route. All are different routes, right? Last benches. Not hearing anything.
ഇപ്പോൾ അവരുടെ വീടിന്റെ മുന്നിൽ തന്നെ പോയി കൂട്ടാണ്ടേ അവിടെയുള്ള ഒരു സ്ഥലത്തേക്ക് എത്താൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് എല്ലാവർക്കും എത്താൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥലത്തേക്ക് എത്താൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവിടുന്ന് ഒരു 4 ആൾ ഒരുമിച്ച്.
Yeah, so what you say is a kind of nodal point, right? They call it nodal point rather than now having pick up drop in front of your doorstep. Maybe say this is the common point, all of you come there, which is fine. I'm still saying all this is happening even today, but still you have to come down from 10, the number has to come down. Very simple way, like now you all say this, what will happen really is a typical HR, what they will do is, they will simply see which bus has the least number of people using regularly. If there are 10 buses, if it has a 50-seater bus, what is the capacity in which each of these buses are running? Does it run with 40 people, 50 people or 30 people? They will try to see which bus has the least number of people coming daily. Kannadachi, we can say we will eliminate this route. That's a simple way of people doing things. Finance will also say that namakku 10 route la vandi odundu oru route la aalkar koravannallo, but let's reduce it ennu parayum. The HR will also happily do that. But what data analytics will tell you, right? Companies which run on data analytics before taking the decision, they will also try to understand what is the risk element of doing that. Now going back to the same example, they also went through the same model of 10 buses to be reduced. They found out there are 2 routes in which people are hardly using 50%. 50-seater buses means only 20 people are coming. They thought they will blindly cut that route. They are almost ready to go and tell to the employees saying, from tomorrow we will not operate this route. But the MD said, no, let's look at data analytics and see whether there is a business risk. What they realized was, though there are 2 routes in which there are only 15 or 20 people coming, the kind of people who come are very, very important to the company. There were no highly talented people, research people who are coming in that route. There are recently now become mothers who are coming in that route. What will happen if you cut that route? You have highly important research people coming in a route in which it is less occupied. What will happen to that employee if you cut that route? They will get demotivated. They may think, they may resign and leave. So that is the example of how data analytics have to play. Rather than blindly deciding, saying, okay, 10 routes, there are 8 routes which is running with 40 people, 2 routes, it's only 20, 30, let's cut that. We should not do that. So we should take additional step to look at the aspects of predictive and prescriptive. These words, have you heard these words? I will not complicate it. In a simple way, I will tell you, okay. How many of you go to hospitals? Hospital പോവാത്തവരുണ്ടോ? Healthy people ഉണ്ടോ? ഇല്ല. Vaccine എടുക്കാനൊന്നും പോയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും അല്ലേ? If you go to a normal doctor in a roadside clinic, right? If you go say I have fever or something, what they will do? Dolo tiro. They will simply give a sheet of paper saying this is the medicine, 2 days and come. What will happen if you go to a bigger hospital, a multi-specialty hospital? Body checkup. Blood, urine test, they will give you a report. How many of you have seen that report? I have a report conducted now. Have you gone through the details of that report? If you go through checkup, right? I mean, don't for that sake don't rush to a hospital. If you have seniors and elder people in the hospital in your home, right? Our recent health report on the Nokia Medi, any normal report if they take, right, they will say what is their blood or hemoglobin or whatever is the count, and then it will also say what is the normal. Normally your human and where the current patient stands also it will say. It gives you an indication, right? So that is diagnostic. That is diagnostic analytics. It can predict. With that, the doctor will say, "This steroid BP steroid hemoglobin problem." They will start giving you additional medication. So that is an example of prescriptive. Okay. So how data can help you? So what I would invite you all is, don't take decisions with your instincts. Always learn to play with data. Do you all use laptop or desktops? Laptops. Excel. Excel on. How many of you excel in Excel? Excel that's Surf Excel alla. Microsoft Excel, right? How many of you use it? How many of you use it? So don't wait for somebody to teach you. There are a lot of material in Google. Please start learning how to play with data, because if you don't know how to play with data, if you don't know how to do analytics, it will be tough. Any company you go, whether you go to manufacturing, whether you go to IT, whether you go to banking, if you propose a decision, they will say what is the data, what does analytics know that we can say. Any decision, for example, if you want to say we should promote so many people, if you have to terminate so many people, if you have to hire so many people, whatever decisions you take, it should always be backed with data and analytics. So simple, at college level, learn how to play with MS Excel, right? Otherwise, wherever you go for a job, it will be a struggle, right? This story must die. Are you all with me? Yes. So what were the two trends? Trend one is employee centric. Trend two is? Yes. So remember the Bangalore story? Yes. Yeah. So don't take decisions blindly. Go with data and back up your analytics. Yes. Now time for some movies. Okay. Heavy, now light. How many of you would have seen all the 3 movies? 3 cinema kandavarunnenga kai pokkam. Oh, yeda cinema narayilo. Okay, we'll go one by one. Our last induva. Okay, model ekkinadu? Tayar ekkinadu? Engineer 2.2. In Engineer came 2 parts, right? In first part, it's only introducing that bot. Right, second part is where who's that actress? I mean, what you said is right.
2.0 Sophia is a robot.
Yeah.
I think.
Why it was Sophie?
I don't know.
The clue is already there. The clue is already there.
First robot. Citizen robot.
The clue is already there. First, humanoid. No robo, humanoid. We are humans, they are humanoids. Right? So, typically, I mean, Kerala being a kind of company, state where you always have unions and issues. Typically, what we say is, always know when missions come, people will lose their job, right? Any senior people you have in your house, if you go and talk to them, they will say, when missions came, they started losing their jobs, right? Always there is a fear, when a new mission comes, will I lose my job? Now, what I would tell you is, in fact, Android phone, the psychology was shown very well, right? When, what is the actor name? He brings in that robo from wherever he is working. How did Suraj react? He was not psychologically happy. He wanted that human comfort, not a bot variable, right? So that is the tendency. Wherever now we have technology coming in, we will always have the struggle. Especially people will always say, நமக்கு டெக்னாலஜி சரியாகதில்லப்பா. That is all your job. You only do no hardcore AC job. You come to me with paper I will sign. We don't like to play with technology. So trend number 3, if you want to be successful in a corporate ladder, don't think it is man versus mission. It is man and mission. Okay. So always learn to play with technology. Very simple of this. One more reason why I have Sophia's photo here. Today, what is going to happen is a lot of very, very basic HR job. Right? If you go to any company, employees will come to HR now for very basic things, policy, letter, or no talking to them, counseling. Many of the HR basic jobs now will easily be taken care by humanoids. So when you all go to a job tomorrow, the company will have one Sophia and one of you. Right? That manager will be finding it difficult to think which job should I give to Sophia and which job should I give it to you. So you should be one step above. Right? So always be one step above by upgrading things and having that, what do you say, right, emotional quotient that we can give to people. If you look at those movies, one thing, key message, right? They are all good at doing things. TV kila poda sonna, the bot will put the TV, it will do every household work, but it will not understand human emotions. What will really differentiate machines and people is the way we can pick up human emotions. So my invite to all of you is, don't think that you will do very, very basic job in HR. Look at how you can differentiate by adding that human elements and playing with that human emotions, and learn to play, work with machines. Right? When I say this, I would like to ask a very simple question. How many of you have TV at home? TV holder, okay. TV remote. TV means TV remote. How many buttons are there in a TV remote? Or approximate number per you. You did not visualize your TV remote, just approximately how many buttons are there in a TV remote? 20, 30. How many buttons do we typically use? Okay, so from 20 to 40, depending on the remote and the TV you have, right? From 20 to 40. How many buttons typically do we use? On, off, channel markup, volume markup, mute markup. Huh? How many remotes, how many buttons do we use? Okay, so the task for you, the weekend task, right? Or whenever you are in front of a TV remote in front of you is, understand what all the buttons do. Start from your home. If you want to play with technology, start from your home, right? It's easy to, if I was doing the session in engineering students, I will say, understand all the switches, where all the switches work. You start from there. Either switch and the bulb connector, you should understand. That's a basic engineering job. When I do the session in engineering, I'll ask them. But I don't want to make that heavy for you guys. Don't play with electric unless you know the art. But start with the TV remote. If you have 20 or 30 buttons in your TV remote, understand what all these buttons do. Maximum, a TV remote will get damaged if you play with it. Huh? But that's fine, but at least overcome the art of playing with technology. Start from there. Very simple. You have smartphones, right? You install a lot of apps. But by default, any mobile will have their own system-driven apps. How many of you have used all the apps now the system automatically gives? Right? Any mobile will have its own default apps. Start learning it. You will install hundreds, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, but any phone will have its own basic app. So I would say, please understand what all the basic have, how to use it, especially being women, because India is a country, we are at a very big risk in terms of cyber security, especially towards women. So I would invite you not only for this, but for your own well-being also, learn to know how to manage your basic mobile well. As women, your security is important for you, especially when there are a lot of cyber crime ventures happening around us. So if you want to really learn technology, ensure that any gadgets you come across, learn how to use it. So start with your TV remote. I like to see who can tell me after one month saying these are the 30 buttons, these are the things. I lost my TV remote button. My father scolded me, mother scolded me. I'm happy to hear this, but at least learn from there. When you do that at your home, then you will comfortably play with any new technologies. Now, I have been with FORD for close to 12 years, this is the 12th year I am working with the same company. In 12 years, we have changed the HR software 4 times. The basic HR software we have changed 4 times. And think about the change we have to go through, right? If you are somebody who is saying, no, I don't like technology, then you cannot work. If you go to supermarket, right, there are few supermarkets where they do very quick distance scanning. Just the barcode, and they will do the billing and give you. If you go to a normal grocery shop, they will still write down everything manually, they will give you the bill. Where do you enjoy the best? Are you happy to stand in queue, get that bill, who will do it in cash and counter, or somebody does a barcode and gives you instant bill? So that is technology, right? So that will come only if you learn to play technology. Think about that person who's in the shop, right? They should also know how to play the technology. So that's my invite to all of you, because we see a lot of people today are not very, very comfortable playing with technology. Start today. Start with your phone, start with your TV remote, or start with your college computer, whichever is good for you. Lab computer. So trend 1, 2, 3. What's next? I heard about this, that you are doing already very interesting things. Ma'am was telling about things. In fact, yesterday or I was seeing in LinkedIn also, you had international speaker around this theme, right? I was following what you do. So I think this concept is not new to you. But what I would invite you to see is, we should learn to be inclusive, right? We should try to bring in people from different religion, race, all this stuff. And today, most of the companies have a big struggle in terms of how do we bring in LGBT employees into the organization? How can we create jobs for people with disability? How can we give jobs for people who are blind? How can we give jobs for people who are deaf? All this research is happening. So people who are already working in a company will have their own challenges. They will say, we can't do this in our hard running pressure. We can't do this. It's only HR where we can facilitate that change. Now think of a company like Hyundai or Tata's, right, or Ford. We have started giving jobs for people who are typically having their life in wheelchairs. Of course, they cannot work in the final line where they can actually manufacture cars, but still in the larger company you can find certain desks or jobs where people with wheelchair can sit, right? PVR cinemas, very famous cinema groups. Of course, if you go to Lulu Mall in Cochin, the theatres there is by PVR FM, right? So PVR cinemas is a very large movie chain across the country. They are doing a research in terms of how to make deaf people come to theatre and enjoy the cinema experience. Think about it, right? Deaf people going to theatre, enjoy the cinematic experience. That's the level of inclusive that today companies are thinking. It's not easy, but that's where my HR has to facilitate that change, right? So for that, we should learn to be inclusive, okay? So I think you have gone through a few international workshops and a lot of things happening. What is your learning? I mean, 1 or 2, if you could tell me, what did you pick up? I had a few points, but I thought I will just pause here and learn from you guys. In terms of, given that you're already a part of international theme on diversity, what are your key takes from what you heard from other speakers on diversity and inclusion? Ma'am, are they part of those sessions?
Yes.
We need 2 people. Our parayana theme is the diversity inclusion. Just from your own words. Sure, add on. Yeah. See, don't feel shy. There is no right or wrong answer. Just
ഒരു കമ്പനിയിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ പല സാഹചര്യത്തിലുള്ള ആൾക്കാരുണ്ടാവും, അവർക്ക് അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാത്ത കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ടാവും മറ്റൊരാളിൽ. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു കമ്പനിയിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ പരസ്പരം സഹകരിച്ച് മറ്റുള്ളവരെ റെസ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കണം. അങ്ങനെയാണ് എനിക്ക് എത്ര
See, there is a company which made a very promising start saying we will create a diversity and inclusion workplace. They went about bringing a lot of people, transgenders into the company. They added a lot of people who are blind, who are wheelchair impaired. They did a lot of things. They brought in a lot of numbers, which means they added diversity to the team. But the problem the company faced was people who are already in the company were not mentally prepared. They were not mentally oriented for this kind of new workforce, which means there was diversity, but there was no inclusion. So that's where HR has a space to say, It's not only about going to the market and bringing those people. As you rightly said, you can bring in people from different age group, religion, gender, all those stuff. But as HR, we have to ensure our workplace is having the policies and the culture to accept people who come. Right? A manager said that no.
In one of the company, manager said that no, I cannot have a no transgender in my workplace. I don't think I can have a transgender in my team. So that HR has to not talk to that manager and understand what is the problem, what is the issue that you have, why do you think transgenders cannot work in your workplace, and then first understand, because if the other person is saying, it's not that they are saying rubbish, maybe they have that point of view. Our duty is to give that patient hearing and see how we can learn and see our policies and programs can be prepared. Maybe it requires a training, maybe it's a mindset issue, or maybe it is a structural issue, right? There are companies, any companies you go will have only 2 toilets, male, female, right? When a transgender comes, you need to have a gender neutral toilet also. So a lot of companies, big companies in Bangalore and some of the companies in Chennai, Bangalore, if you go today they have no gender neutral restrooms also, beyond what you have as male and female. It's not only just saying bring the numbers. You have to go and do those basic changes. So the HR has to do a lot of work with the managers to think, what is your thinking of bringing people of different generations, different genders, and yes, how you can create. I was told by ma'am that you have a quota for having LGBT in our college also, right? You have a quota to bring in people with disability in the college, but what is important is, if such a student comes as your classmate, are you mentally prepared, right? And how your infrastructure, how your college environment can be prepared, they also feel comfortable, like what she said, when you go to a foreign country, their language, their culture should be comfortable for you. The last trend. This is a very, very, very challenging topic. This itself is a big debate, but what I will only tell you here is, with all the changes that is happening with COVID, what is work, what is workplace, what is workforce, it is all becoming a very big debate. Can I work from home or should I come to office? Should I give a job to a human or should I give a job to a humanoid or a robot which can do it as I wanted? What kind of people should I bring to my office? What kind of people should I have in my regular workforce? What kind of people I can outsource? All those debates are there. So what is, this word is new normal. Try to learn more about this word called new normal, because the future of work is going to be very tricky. Not everybody will be happy to come to office daily, and not every job need to be done by a human being. So business will think differently, finance will think differently. HR has a lot of ownership in trying to bring people together. Right? So these are 5 trends. I will again not go heavy into this topic because maybe if required I can come once again for some other session and talk about that a little here. But key thing is, 5 years from now, there could be offices, but very, very less people walking into offices. There will be work, but not every work will be done by human. Few work will be done by humanoid also. I think in that photo somewhere I could see few humanoids. So which work has to be done by human, which work has to be done by humanoid, all those are going to be changes. So in all this confusion, if there is one person who can really bring people together and find a solution, that is human resource. Right? So those are the 5 trends which we spoke about. With that, we are covering one part. How are we on time? 7:03? Yeah, I think we have time. So, before we go on, can you all tell the 5 trends?
Trend 1. Trend 2. Okay. Trend 3. So for that you should? Well, for technology you should? TV remote. Start with your TV remote. Start with your TV remote, start with your mobile app. Okay. Trend 4. So you be prepared to have an inclusive workplace, right? And last is new normal. So what is work? What is workplace?
Troll Salim Kumar parayna polyan. Endha work, area work, other workplace na polyan. So you will have a lot of debates to come. So there is a lot of research. There is another NAPM seminar that will happen. We will cover you that. But the key thing is, who will come to office? Who will exactly do the work? Is something that work will define in the future. But we have a lot of role to say that whatever digital technology comes around us, we can add value. Okay. So if you have picked the 5 trends, Can you all say the line in the black? Can you all say together? What is that word? Hip. Together. What hip? Together. Can you all say? Okay, I'm just adding now, I'm giving you a clue of how the session is going, right? So now we will go to the bigger box. What is HR of the future? Bored adikkunnunno? How many of you feel bored? There are so many things happening, but I thought only I will pick up 5 key things which is important for you. Anything that was not understood, anything that was heavy on the 5 trends? Either more concept manaslayilla Kozhikode parayamo ennu doubt undo. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Okay. Vishwasikam. So this is about a research that NHRD is like National Human Resource Development has done. It speaks about what HR in 2030 actually will do. 2030 means future. From how many years from now? 7 years, not very far. 7 years they will come just like that, right? Not very far. So this was launched in 2020-21, giving a very clear indication the next 10 years how HR is going to evolve. So I will just go one by one clockwise. Clockwise means, okay. So first one, business acumen. Now you should know what is business today. Business acumen word confusion is simple. Whichever company you go, understand what the business is, right? Unless you really learn the business, you cannot be a part of the organization. That's the very simple thing. So as HR, just don't do your desk work. If you join a banking company, go and try to understand how a banking product works, how your customers are treated. If you join a healthcare company, try to see how your customers value your products. If you join a manufacturing company, go and experience how things are happening at the ground level. Many of the companies do this. For example, if somebody joins Tata Motors, they have to actually, whatever job you join, whether you join as an MD or whether you join as an engineer, you have to manufacture that car or a truck for 1 week. 1 week you have to go and work in the line. Only then you will understand what is our product. If you join Hindustan Unilever, whatever job you join, you should actually go to field, at least try to sell 1 tea packet from your side. Hindustan Unilever has lot of products. One of them is in a very branded, tea packs they have, different products they have. So you should try to sell at least 1 product to your customer. Only then you will understand what is our business, right? There are banking companies where they will invest you to go and work with the customer. There are insurance companies who will try to sell at least 1 insurance product to your customer. So you should understand your business, right? Whichever company you go, don't sit only in HR cabin and only do jobs that your bosses give. Beyond that, any company you go, it will have a larger office. So go and spread and talk to them. Simple. Start with this college. You have different courses. I was told by ma'am that there are 2,000 people joining every year and different courses, right? Do you have friends in other batches?
Yes.
Don't say because they are your schoolmates. Beyond that, maybe try to understand what their courses are, what they are up to, so that you get a basic business acumen, right? You're all products of Providence, so you should know what are the products the Providence is having to start with. Have with that mindset. Then whenever company you go, right, it is easy. Now the office that I work in Coimbatore, there are 800 employees I was telling you. All the employees are commerce or accounting by profession. And I am basically engineer by qualification. Think about me, right? Engineering or HR or company, everybody speaks about accounting, everybody speaks about commerce. It was very tough. I couldn't understand anything when they came. But what I did was I was daily spending at least 1 or 2 hours sitting with them, understanding what their language is. Fortunately, my wife, at that time when I got married, she is a commerce graduate, so that helped me additionally as a homework. But the point is, more important, you learn your business, then they will also respect your ideas. Otherwise, they will think that, right? It happens at your home, right? When your parents come, when your father is sitting, if they give a feedback about cooking, sometimes your mothers may not accept it because fathers typically don't come into kitchen, right? That happens, right? When your father complains about food, unless they have learned the art of cooking, unless they help in cutting, if they give complaint, mothers will say, one day you come and cook, right? They'll tell that, right? Same thing will happen in companies. When you go and tell something to your company, first they will say, you understand my business first, then you come and tell me as a lecturer, right? So Today, what is important is in many companies now they ask you to go and work in other departments or one or two years. So my invite is, whichever company you go, please understand the business. For that, very simple step. A newspaper of course, every Malayali house, tea and newspaper is very, very important. But in this group, how many of you read newspapers? Happily raise your hands. How many of you don't read newspaper? I think that will be good to know. How many of you don't read newspapers? Feel free, nothing wrong, but you don't feel embarrassed or don't feel shy. Let us first know, the good element of learning is when you say I don't know or I don't do this. I don't read newspaper. I don't read newspaper. That's important, yeah. Let's clap for ourselves. We have learned something. We have to learn, right? For all those reading newspaper, what newspaper? That is my next question. Sorry? Matrimonia. Madharbhumi. Yeah. No, I'm just pulling, don't worry. So, of course, Madharbhumi is there. But my invite is, if possible, one of you, not everybody can do that, one or two of you try to read some business newspaper in your school, in your college, out of college days or sessions. Now, maybe do a kind of knowledge sharing. Some Fridays, take half an hour and say, "Ee week brother start like clubs within you all. Teach each other. Sometimes when you read all this Economic Times or Times of India paper, especially when the finance minister presents the budget, a lot of things we will not understand. But the point is we should take that step to learn it. Right? So start with that. Maybe one or two of you are good, others may not understand, but help each other and start learning. When you do that, what will happen is you will pick up something and you will survive wherever you go. Can you do that? Okay, so that is business acumen. Be the transformation catalyst. Ee vaakku artharema catalyst. Yeah, you are saying. Yeah, you will be the answer for the change, right? What else? Catalyst. Somebody from this row. This row, you all can declare for yourself. I'm going to give a competition. This row, catalyst for an hour. No, clap or Shakti. No, you guys should not clap. You guys should answer. Catalyst. Remember, your chemistry ka pass hai vanda dari kyo? 10th class ki. Catalyst for an hour. Cut it now. Because I'm very close to you. Keep that back there and sit comfortably, all the answer. Right? So, catalyst, very simple. When I joined the company, from Ashok Leyland to FORD, I had an MD who was a kind of foreigner. He came from Australia. So in my joining, I was introducing, he told me, hey, come, let's have a fun. And then he was trying to teach me, how FORD works. I asked him, what do you expect from me, right? He took me to a vending machine which was there near to him, right? Vending machine, the chai machine. So he took a cup of paper cup and then he added milk, that tea packet and sugar and thing, and then he was stirring it, right? So what he was saying was, the paper cup is the factory, right? The paper cup is the factory. The milk and tea powder is like all the employees who come together, and all the finance, missions, everything that come together. Sugar is the HR, right? Sugar is the HR, and you should catalyst. Now you should stir it. What happens typically when you put sugar in a kind of cup of tea? It will actually go and sit in the bottom, right? But what is important is when you stir it well, the sugar gets dissolved around the complete tea. So just to tell you, paper cup is the factory. The water is all the raw materials, the tea packet, everything. The sugar particles are the employees. I make a mistake. Sugar particles are the employees. The stick is like HR. So our duty is to be the catalyst. If you ensure our employees are involved in all the policies, program, everything, then the organization is sweeter. The tea will be sweeter, right? Otherwise, if you sit in your office, what will happen? All the sugar will go and sit at the bottom. Employees will be a part of the tea, but employees will not add value to the organization. Such a very nice message he gave in 5 minutes, right? You say Rojam, right? I was like, oh my God. Now, In one of the movie they tell it in a comical way. Right? But four friends in a movie they tell it in a comedic way also. Ramanjan. So you feel really nostalgic when you hear these words. I was just telling in opposite way so that you are all at least awake in you. So think about that example. So that's an example of how HR has to be the catalyst. So wherever you go, you decide whether you want to be the stirring person. Of course, there are companies where they give you ready-made tea with tea, milk, sugar, no doubt. But still, your duty is to ensure no, you be the catalyst. Third thing, I already told you. Build a mastery of. Okay, for that, first homework for you all is TV remote and your mobile app. Okay, and then start playing with MS Excel. Start playing because maybe one or two of you are really good in computers, or you may have friends in other courses. Start learning from them, no, so that you can be a master of your own thing. Fourth point, no, leverage expanded domain boundaries. Just relating to what I said, right? If there are 2,000 people joining in this college in a year, getting to know your friends and then trying to understand from them. Because if you have to really learn business, I cannot do it myself. I have to have network with my friends. So I go back to my example where I learned accounting from my office friends because I went and sat with them. If you join a banking company, if you have to really improve your business acumen, you should have a network with those departments. You should have regular connects. You cannot just sit in your office and say, this is my duty, this is my day-to-day job, I will do this. You have to go and talk to multiple people, add more value. Very simple. I would have aramsely enjoyed my COVID days in my hometown. I could have gone back to Coimbatore and it was required. What invited me to understand what is Kerala chapter and then talk to a few people, and from there now somewhere I get connected with Firozi Kanu, who is in Calicut, and come and sit here. No headache. I'm doing the headache because I want to be a successful HR in 2030. Right? So that's what I would invite you. So leverage your expanded domain boundaries. Last point, be the culture architect. What is culture architect? This time, this group I would invite you to start first. Culture architect. Rendu vadinte vaakku you can split and say. Culture architect. Culture vechu enduva. All the jewelry ads will tell this, right? Over a paragraph. Architect. Design. Simple. Malayalam architect parla. Designing the culture. Okay. This group. Okay. Before that. Culture architect. I look for a more punchful answer from you.
We have many organizations. So if you want to stand unique in the market or in the society, we should bring something in our organization to make it unique. So we have to create our own culture in the organization that even the employees accommodate to. We bring in different ways or creating a culture of our own to make our organization stand. So building a culture as an architect.
Fair enough. You have told half the answer. I need one more element. Half the answer. Appo paadi kaide. No, paadi kaide. Full line. One more. Architect. What you are saying is bringing in culture. Fairly right. Culture architect. Don't at all worry if you come across a new word. You always guess. Then you can add no build on. So I will tell you what your good name? Hanan Ashraf. So in 2023 you bring a new culture to a company, okay? In 2025 there will be another 50 new people who would have come to the company and another 30 people would have left the company. What will be the culture of the company in 2025? Will it be the same as what you have today?
No.
Why?
We have to change.
Did you get the question? She is designing a culture of a company in 2023. Pudusa paranju best ella paranju wow ellaru kai thatti bed advertisement nalla ellaru really happy. 2023. In 2025, 30 people have left the company and 50 new people have come to the company. Right? Will the culture be the change? Will the culture be the same?
Sir, I guess we could associate that with education because.
No, first answer.
Sir, because
Will the culture be the same?
No, that won't be.
Why?
We'll have to change according to the time.
Why you should change?
Because not everyone will be able to accommodate. So according to the employee's preference, we will create
Okay, but culture is like a DNA of the company. It's like a spine.
Sir, but what if that doesn't stand at that time of the point?
Absolutely, I'm really happy for that argument. But what is important is, please take your seat. What is absolutely important is, I'll go back to Tata's because Tata's is a really good example of all this. When you design a culture, you actually do a lot of thinking in terms of, will this culture work for us today, tomorrow, and at least for the next 5-6 years. They look at sustainability before beginning saying this is our new mantra. This is the way we have to live, and this is the way. No company will define culture because one employee is equivalent. They do with a lot of research. And what is important is, every time newcomers will come in, existing people will go out. But as HR, it is our duty to ensure that we preserve the culture. When a newcomer comes, we should demonstrate, we should orient them in terms of what is the culture of the company. For example, the company that I work for, there is no SAR man. I joined from a typical Ashok Leyland to FORD. Ashok Leyland, everybody calls now SAR man. When I joined initially few days, wherever I used to say SAR man, they said, here we call by name. They only said we call by name. I found it very difficult, but over a period of time I overcome it. Today when you all say SAR man, somewhere I feel awkward, but it's tough for you. In your college, if I tell you, you can call me Murali, you will find it difficult because you have got used to that. But when you join a company, you will learn that. So, as HR, it is our duty to ensure that we be the architect of change. When a Japanese company comes to India, Japanese will have its own culture. That company may hire people who have worked in American MNC. That company may hire people who have worked in European MNC. Chinese MNC, different MNCs are there in India, right? It's important that this company HR should design policies or onboarding programs such that they should teach how Japanese culture is our company cultures, and they should be the architect for the change. To your point, what will happen is, over a period of time, companies will relook whether our vision and our core values are same or should be changed. For example, all the automobile industries used to make petrol, diesel, but today people have started thinking of electric vehicle. Hello. So it is important that you bring in values such that electrification is also important. You just don't respect all the petrol pumps. You should also start respecting all the power lines, right? So that values has to come. So what happens typically is, whenever people come in or existing people go out, culture takes a dip. It is important that as HR, we should be the architect. We should be the change. Right? When you bring in 5 new robots into a company, definitely existing people will go for a strike. It will take a lot of struggle, right? It will take a lot of struggle to improve, bring in new technology to any company. If you go to any leading people who run factories like Apollo Tires or others, they will tell stories of how unions will create issues when they bring in new technology. There are many movies also, right? That's why HR has a role to play, how you can be the culture architect. You have to bring in people together. So just to summarize, the 5 things that you should do if you want to be successful in HR. Know your business, that is enhance your business acumen. Be the transformation, a chaya, right? Be the catalyst so that people are enjoying the aroma. Third thing is, start with your TV remote, start with your MS Excel, and then network beyond your own 50-60 people in the larger group so that you can learn from each other. And be the culture architect. So you are the person who will bring people together, right? So are you all with me? So, if you have to be successful HR in 2030, it is about ensuring that how employee experience, I spoke about employee experience earlier, employee experience and technology driven work and workplace coming together, right? Very powerful lines. I'll give a snapshot, don't worry, but it's about, you will bring in new technology, your people will change the way they work, but still, employee experience, the ownership is with HR. They feel good about the company, so that's the art that we'll have to learn. So, we have completed phase number 2. Now can you all say? Can you all say? It's 1 o'clock on the lunch time. You have still time for lunch. The energy has come down. Can you all say? You don't know. You need a separate command. Together now, both the groups. Can you all say? Okay, so we have seen what is the emerging HR trends. We have seen what are the key things HR has to do. I try to tell it in a simple language. If required, we can do this topic little again later, after when you are closer to your final year. Don't make it heavy. Now let's go to the things of what is expected from campus. Siam? Any doubts till now? No doubt. So, if you are all with me so far, how many of you want to be successful in a corporate tomorrow? So much slowly you are thinking, should I raise answer? How many of you want to be successful in HR tomorrow? So, 5 simple things, okay? 5 things we spoke about emerging HR trends, 5 things about what HR in future will do, and now 5 things about what we should do in campus for that. First thing, get ready to soil your hands. I thought, which example should I tell you? I thought I'll pick up an example of a movie, which made our city so nostalgic. Which movie is that? Biryani, Damal, Smell. So, if you look at that movie, what's the key message, right? DQ comes with a foreign degree, with all high aspirations. What will the grandfather say? He will ask him to clean the table, right? Clean the table, go meet the customer, clean the table, go meet the customer. He will not give one chance to say, I'm an international certified chef boss. But the grandfather will say, wait, I'll tell you. First go and do the basic things, right? He's a I mean, I think you all will know him, right? Arun Varman. This is Arun Varman. Not today, we all call him like that only, right? He is our what? Pondiyin Selvan. He is our Pondiyin Selvan. So this is from a movie? Something. Anybody who has seen that movie? Yes. Anybody who has not spoken on the Parayana? Somebody was not spoken, can you tell? Because I think some of you would not have seen that movie, right? What will happen? I want to give a chance to somebody. I want to be inclusive. Everybody has to speak. Hello, Mungal Tamil Samsatya, you should have to answer here. See, the message what I am going to give you here is, you may come with a high aspiring degree saying I did HR, you may land in the job. But don't expect that you will do a high-fi job the day you join a company. Whether you do a BBHR or whether you do BHR or whether you do PhD, you have to first ready to soil your hands. Don't expect that the day you join a company, I'll sit in front of AC or a fan, I will have a chair, I will sit with coat suit, I will sign papers and people will come and say yes boss. You will have to really understand whatever company you join, what they do, right? Only then you can be successful. Now, Ustad Hotel, he came with a foreign degree, but grandfather will say, first learn the art of meeting and greeting the customer, how to do basic things. Then I will give you a chance to cook in kitchen. Because you need to understand your customer first. Similarly, in this movie, which is something, Jayam Ravi is a foreign person, he wants to marry Prabhu's daughter, who is Trisha. He will say, I can take care of daughter. He will say, if you want to marry a farmer's sister, first you learn what is farming. Take 6 months time, you be a farmer, you learn how to grow a crop. Prove me, then I will give you my sister. Right? So get ready to solve it. So whichever company you go, don't expect that you will do a high-fi job. Go down and work. Right? There are 2 photos here. Right? Do you recognize these photos? What are those? One is bamboo, other is? Banana tree. Okay. So why do I pick these 2 examples? Any idea? Okay. I'll ask you a few questions, just answer with me. Right?
Let's say, how many of you have banana trees in your home or in your grandmother's place? You will have, right? How much time it takes to grow a banana tree? Sorry? How much time it takes to grow a banana tree? Hurry. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? Huh? It will quickly show the sweet. Depending on the water, depending on the soil, immediately the banana sweetness will come. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Hello? Yes or no? Okay. So don't go to your grandfather's house now, be here. I know moment I say grandfather's banana tree, you would have gone to them. Come here, please come to the class now. So if you grow a banana tree, right, it will quickly grow in 2-3 months. It will give you the fruit what you want, you will enjoy the fruit. But what will happen when a heavy rain comes? What will happen if a heavy wind comes? It will fall down. Okay? The other photo what I showed you, it is actually Chinese bamboo. Right? How many of you know what is Chinese bamboo? Chinese bamboo. If you actually want to grow a tree, right? If you want to grow a Chinese bamboo at your home, right? First year, namala bamboo da root kondu vechal first year. Irrespective of how much water you give daily, irrespective of whatever fertilizer, gowda, chanakam, whatever you give, right? Government fertilizer, anything you give, first year it will not grow above its root. Second year, again you will daily give water, sunlight, moonlight, everything you will give. Again it will grow by ½ inch. Third year, again you give daily water, flood, everything, sweating, tired, still it will grow only by ½ inch. This will happen till 4 years. Okay, the first 4 years, banana trees, Chinese bamboo trees will not even grow by more than 1 inch. Now tell you, in the fifth year, in 6 months time, it will grow by 80 feet. Okay, Chinese bamboo, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, daily it will not grow by ½ or 1 inch. Imagine if you are somebody who is growing a Chinese bamboo, what will be your mindset between second and third year? Right? You will feel exhausted. That's what you will think. I would have at least enjoyed a banana. You will feel, have that feel or not. But Chinese bamboo, between the 4th and 5th year, in 6 months time, it will grow by 80 feet. So what is the Chinese bamboo actually doing for the first 4 years? Loudly to everybody. Anybody else would like that? It will strengthen its foundation. The 4 years time, it goes down to different ways of the soil, and it actually penetrates to the soil and it strengthens itself that it can grow 80 feet in 6 months time, and whatever be the tsunami, whatever be the rain, wind, it will stand strong. Right? Now I am telling you these two stories, right? One of a banana tree, one of a Chinese bamboo. You may join one company. That company will give you promotion in first 6 months. That will give you foreign tour in first 3 months. They'll give you, hectic salary, everything, all the stuffs, right? Another company you may go. They will give you basic job for 3-4 years. You will sweat, you will slog, everything is okay. But the real sweet you will see is only after 4th to 5th year. So don't expect, right? I'm telling you, in your career, you have a choice between, should I join a company which treats me like a banana tree, or should I join a company which gives me a Chinese bamboo career? No, I'm not saying you should tell no. You have a choice, right? Sometimes when you join a company like banana tree, within 1 year you can put photos in Facebook, you will put photos in Instagram, you will enjoy a high-fi job, all those stuff. But when a major economic crisis comes, if the company closes, our job will also be katam. Right? But sometimes you may join a very large company which will give you a very, very basic job. You will feel frustrated, you will feel annoyed for the first 3-4 years. But your career will be strong that after 5 years you will stay strong. So when you decide a career, you decide whether you want to take up a banana life career or you want to take up a Chinese bamboo career. For that, you should strengthen your subjects today. So get ready to soil your answers, be prepared with your strong in your fundamentals, be good in your subjects, do every assignment with passion. When you do that, do every research with passion. When you do that, automatically you will have the learning to move on. So have you got the story now? Yes. Okay, so be prepared to soil your hands whichever company you go. Rule number 2. Okay, tip number 2. Don't follow the process blindly. So somebody joins an automobile company
They were told, "Ede car no put it." See what he's put the lock, no doubt. But is that the right process? No. Right? And if there is a very clear instruction saying okay, right? So what I am inviting you is, any companies you go, no, they will give you a manual saying this is the policy, this is the program. So don't blindly follow it. Try to understand more about it, ask questions, you open your curiosity. Many times when freshers come, no, they will ask the status quo, can we do this, can we do that? When that happens, no, innovation comes. Very good example of that is the way Apple logo has transformed across the years. Apple logo when your father was there, and Apple logo when you are there. Right? This is the transformation of Apple that has gone through from your father's generation to your generation. I should say our generation. Not from other different generations living together. Right? So what I am saying here is, unless we learn the process, unless we try to process, question it, unless we think of improving the fundamental, we will not move. For that, we should not follow the process blindly. So don't ever follow the process blindly. Even in your subjects, ask more questions. Right? You should start from your college. When you go through a subject, ask more questions, get it more clear, do more research. Only then you can innovate things. Otherwise, you will be where you are, and the company will be where you are. One day, somebody else will come and occupy our shoes, which will be Sophia's, right? Humanoids. Followed? Okay. When I tell this, there is another interesting example I would like to tell you. I think I should also tell that with this tip number 3. This photo is content. What are those? Good, I see. A lot of hands going up from this group. Come on. Nothing in this group. You say it at the top. That's a headset, okay?
First one is the camera.
Okay, for all the benefit, because most of you should be very late 90s or early 2000 born. I'm not sure if how many of you would have actually seen it. Left camera is a very basic camera. That was the initial roll camera, right? Earlier when cameras used to take, if you go to a photo studio, they'll put a roll in a camera, they'll click, they will develop it and give you a photo. Now it is all digital. The right side thing is for something called Walkman. In that you will put on a cassette and listen to songs, you will put headphones. Otherwise, a cassette you will listen to songs. This was a very strong product. Sony had in late 90s or early 90s. At that point of time, Sony thought this is a very strong product. Sony Walkman, they started making millions for now, assuming that it will have business for the next 10 years. Kodak, which was famous for making camera rolls, they started making millions and millions of rolls thinking that no Kodak camera will be there always. But one product completely changed the business of these two. What is the product? Mobile phone. One product, mobile phone, completely took away the job of these two equipments. Do you think today people will buy Kodak rolls and develop when they can take instant photos and as you rightly said, digital camera? Do you think people today have Sony Walkmans? Maybe if you have elder brother at home, or maybe your parents may have Sony Walkman, but today hardly you will see this. Or even cassettes. When Hriday movie came, Vinit Srinivasan said, no, he is bringing back cassettes. When Hriday movie launched, he said, no, I am bringing back cassettes. Whoever wants cassette for that Hriday songs. He made a very innovative idea of bringing a movie with 15 songs, which is commendable. He brought those cassettes back. I'm not sure how many of you see. Today it's all in pen drive, CD or YouTube. But those days, if you want to listen to music, you need to have a cassette. What I'm saying is, both Kodak and Sony made an assumption that their business will run for millions. They made a lot of investment thinking their business will always grow. But they didn't know there is a competition which is coming outside and eating away their business. Right? So you should always know what's happening around you, which means you should not make assumptions. Another simple example which I can tell you for making assumptions. When I joined Hosur Ashok, one of my friends joined another company in Mysore. Both were based in campus. Every day he will go to office sincerely in a uniform, school office uniform under. On a uniform, he will go there 8 o'clock sharp. He will have canteen breakfast. He will go to his boss. Boss will every day give him a file. Boss will tell, you file your 100 papers in the, go to that scanning machine, scan and come back. Ensure that you complete it before uni. I was wondering, I am an MB HR. This fellow is giving me a file saying there are 100 papers. He's asking me to go scan it and keep it in my table before the end of the day. So he did that for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, that's how it started. He got annoyed. In the day, I'm doing an MBA and came, he's only telling me to scan the papers and keep it. But what he did was, he started learning how to scan smartly. Fully scanning if first time it took 2 hours to scan the complete document, next time we did within 1.5 hours, 1 hour. He started learning how to smartly do scanning. By end of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he was really a master scanning. So he will say, boss, give me any paper, I can do the, Indran will do, I can do quickly. He learnt and he started challenging his boss. He felt very happy. After one month, went and said, document sir, I will scan and give you, I know how to play with this machine, I am a master, all that is fine. So he made an assumption that the job was to learn the art of scanning. Boss was very simple. My expectation from you was, I have given you a document with 100 pages. I expected you to read what is there in the document and come and ask me what is this document, because it was basic legal document of the company. Every day the document the company manager giving was very basic legal laws, rules of the company. He expected, you are coming from campus, you understand the law, come and ask me questions. So what was missing here? What was missing here? What was missing? Boss did a good thing. He gave the legal document to the new joinee, right? This fellow also learned. He also took the file heavily, secretly, did the scanning and came back. He completed work. But what was missing? What was missing?
Loudly.
Curiosity.
The curiosity to go and see what is there in the document. Right? So don't ever make assumptions, because the moment we make assumptions, we are only going to make an as out of you and me. The answer itself is there. As out of you and me is what assumptions. So don't ever make assumptions. Any job your boss gives, don't just think it as a basic job. Try to see how you can link it to the business. Is there a way I can learn something about it and move forward? Because when you join large companies, I tell you, nobody will have time for you. They will have their own business, they will have their own jobs. Unless you have really good people who is ready to spend time with you, or a good culture that company has. Most of the companies, they are super duper, they'll be busy world. So you can only learn if you have the curiosity to learn. So we saw 3 tips. What are the 3 tips? Soil your hands. Remember the Ustad Hotel. Okay. Don't follow the Kannadichu process follow and don't make assumptions. Right? I'm telling you, these are all common mistakes which campus people do, and people like me struggle. When you all join now, we have to take that heavy load to train you all. So I'm telling you, start doing these things now. If you do this well, your jobs become easy, my jobs become easy, the organization can do better things. Otherwise, we have to teach you what is MS Excel, we have to teach you what is remote control, we have to teach you don't follow the process blindly. By the time you learn, you will get old, I will also get old. Company will not move forward. So start now. Tip number 4. Tip number 4, okay? Never ever afraid from taking risks. That's why I keep asking, raise hands, keep asking questions, don't shy away from asking questions, right? Some of you were thinking, you were chamal, but end of the day you took that risk to tell what you do. So I would invite all of you in your future sessions, if you want to have a good day just like this, tell what you do. Don't worry about how others will react. The real learning comes only when you are having that willingness to take risk from your side. Otherwise, what will happen? The person who takes the energy to come all the way, they will feel bored. Right? For a minute, I would have thought, I came all the way, getting up 4 o'clock yesterday. By the time I went home, it was 12 night. I got up at 4 o'clock, I had to catch my 6 a.m. and ran all the way. So for a minute, I could have just fed up and say, these people are not responding. But point is, My duty is to tell what I know and make you all learn what is coming in. So you should learn how to take risk and learn from failures rather than just keeping it for yourself. So that means step out of your comfort zone. Right? I'm showing you 2 photos in the bottom. Do you know those? Idendu? Left side idendu? Sticky notes. It's actually a product by mistake. It was not a planned product. Only I'm saying take risk. Then you say, what is this?
First, this product made it hard gum simple mistakenly make it product.
When the company 3M was making a product, it had a different plan altogether. It was by mistake this product came out. It was a very big issue, right? But the company did not stop that. They felt we have taken a risk, let's learn and move forward. They make it an innovative product. And today most of the companies don't run without the sticky notes rather than those fixed gum notes. So it's a product by mistake, but it became an innovation. So I'm saying take simple risks. Maybe it becomes a successful product, right? The success of now stories like Swiggy, Zomato, which gives you doorstep foods, it's all by mistake only, right? The other story, right? When I was coming out of college, early 2000s, Nokia was the major mobile manufacturer in India. Most of the people will have Nokia phones. If you have people who are brother, sister, or cousins at early 40s like me, they will all would have had Nokia phones. But what happened in between? Many other new players come in, and Nokia actually lost its product. They lost the market. So in a famous conference, the CEO told with very emotions, saying, "We did not do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. But somehow we lost because they were not ahead of what the competition around them was, where they were bringing digital phones. But the good thing is, they didn't stop there. They quickly learned from that failure. They fell, but again they were able to quickly get up and run. And that's why today it's Nokia second big successful. They are the second largest mobile manufacturers in China. They have started bringing a lot of customers because there is a kind of customer nostalgia to the product Nokia. So they started building in customers again. So my invite to all of this, I just saw it a few minutes when I was asking you to take questions. Padi answer then you think that you're sitting down, but don't fall. Get up and run, right? Like some of you are answering partly, but you are trying to think that, am I doing it correct or not? But learn from failures and move forward. Don't worry about if you fail one paper. Next time, you think that you should be the topper and move forward. That mindset is important in college. So take risks in college, do a lot of experiments, learn from failures. You always have the choice to decide, should I take a risk space or a safe space? If you want a safe space, better join a government job like Indian Railways or Postman. Aram you can retire. But if you join a private company where you have to grow up the ladder, you definitely have to take risk at certain points. Right? The last slide. So we saw 4 tips, the 5th slide. You are with me?
Yes.
Curious to see what is the 5th slide? Huh?
Yes.
Again, the movie exam. Right? What is this? Superstars of their own destiny, right? Yes. Superstars of Tamil, Malayalam, as well as cricket. In fact, other additional element for Ganguly and Sachin is they both are the football owners of Kerala Strikers and Kolkata, right? See, if you look at all of them, they are in the same industry, right? They are in the same industry. Sometimes they release movies together, sometimes they play together, but they always value friendship, right? 30-40 years they have been together, they always believe friendship. Even today, Rajni will be the first person to call up Kamal for any good and bad things or other way. Similarly, Mammootty, Mohanlal, I think all of you know how they respect their friendship. In a way, Malayalam industry, all of them do that. Even the current people, be it Fahad, Nivin or Prithvi, whomever we speak about, they all maintain good relationship, right? This right side photo, I think I should ask the staff who are there. Right side photo, they will know better.
Not clear to us. The photo is not clear to us.
Not very clear.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I can enlarge this, but those are all 80s film actors. If you look at it right, they are all people who are the famous film actors in 80s. You can see Shobana, Suhasini, Radhika, Jairam, Mohanlal, all the South Indian film actors.
They used to have this common meetings. No?
Yeah, I think now it's time to clap for them. She says something.
I think they have some get together every year. That 80s and we used to see the photos of their getting together and the function celebrations.
So we are all the South Indian film actors. They are all people who are the heroes or heroines of 80s, right? Today we are in 2020, 30-40 years, right? But still they ensure that every year they will plan a date, they will have a common dress theme, they will all come together like South Indian 80s get together. I'm telling you networking because today 50-60 of you are together today. 20 years down the line you may be in different places, but have that model of networking because you will all join different companies, different cultures, different countries. Sometimes the learning will be very easy when you do networking, right? I passed out of my college in 2005. Last week we all did a get together of my batchmates in a private resort in Coimbatore. It was really good. 18 years after when you bring back your college friends, we went to the college in the morning and then we all went to a resort. It was fun. Sometimes you will get a lot of learnings and networking when you stay connected with your people. So I would say if you want to be successful in HR, networking is very, very important, right? I will again give the example of what brought me here all the way from Coimbatore. If not for networking, I would not have known what is NIPM Kerala, I would not have come here, right? There are many professional networks. Of course, in Facebook, you can easily pick your school friends, college friends. But if you want to really build professional network, LinkedIn is a very good art. So LinkedIn make the idea of making friends and move forward, right? So with that, we are coming to the end of 5 tips. So can we quickly see what are the 5 tips?
Soil your hands.
Decide, you want to be the Chinese bamboo or banana tree, okay? Kannadichu process cheyala. Question improve. If you make assumptions, Sophia will take away your job. Who is Sophia? Humanoid. No robo, humanoid. Okay. Human technology, humanoid. Humans are very humanoid. Right? So you decide whether a girl with the dress what you wear should be in the office or the humanoid Sophia should be standing in an office. Tip number 4. Take risk, learn from failures, and most important, yeah. So before I move on, one last slide. PT Usha undu, Abraham Lincoln undu, Yeshadas sir undu, Amitabh Bachchan undu. Who is the person in middle? Indira Nooyi. Who is that? Former PepsiCo CEO. There is common between all of them. What is that? Of course they are famous, but what made them famous? Hard work. Okay. Amitabh Bachchan, when he first went to All India Radio, they rejected him saying that your voice will not suit for public audience. They rejected him. Yeshadas, when he went first audition, they said his voice will not fit for film singing. They rejected. Right? PT Usha have seen enough fractures, burnouts. Abraham Lincoln, till the age of 49, he has only seen failures. It's only between 49 to 50 he won as a president of America. But till the age of 49, endu thottalu failure. Wherever he touches, it will be only failures. And being in a person who was born in Chennai, studying in a particular college, going all the way to company, MNC like PepsiCo, and becoming a CEO of that company and sitting in US. think about the journey Indra and I would have gone through. So the common thing between all of them is don't stop chasing your dreams, because dreams come true. You should have a dream, you should chase your dream, but the key thing is don't ever find shortcuts. What differentiates, if you read about these people, what differentiates them from the rest of people who are successful is they never found shortcuts. They learned from every failure, they went through the pain, and they still went hard work and they moved forward. So my invite to all the sisters here is have a dream. Have a dream for what you want to be 20 years from now, what you want to be in 2040, right? 15, 16 years from now. And start chasing your dreams. And don't ever find shortcuts. You will come across obstacles. Especially when you're all women, at some point your family will say, get settled in life, right? You will have to respect what your family says, but find a way to chase your dreams. Of course, it's fine to take a break. If you look at a lot of people, Indra Noy took a career break when she became a parent for a period. P.T. Usha took a break from sports when she became a mother for some time. But they didn't give up their dreams. Even today she runs a sports academy in Kannur, right? Similarly, at the age of 70, even today if he sings Harivarasnam, we can feel that nostalgic. Amitabh Bachchan, even today we wait for his Kaun Banega Crorepati, welcome to Kaun Banega Crorepati, right? We don't think, I have to go and sit. So the point is, he had a very big injury. I'm not sure how many of you know. In one of his shooting, a big weapon or instrument was stuck his abdomen, where the caudal fully it was damaged. They didn't even think that he will come back live from hospital. But from there to get up, run and become a successful person, it requires you to have that mindset. Mentally you should be strong to do that. So don't stop chasing your dreams. For that you should have a dream, and you should always believe my dream will come true. And then what is important is chase your dreams, but don't find. A lot of people will come and say, do this, do that, you will be successful. Don't ever find shortcuts. With that, it's time to hip hip, hip hip.
Hip hip hooray!
MC, I should give you back. You should give the hip hip, and so that everybody can tell them.
Come on guys, let's show some energy. I'll say 3, 2, 1, okay? And all of you together. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. I hope that's enough, sir.
So with that, we are concluding. This is the pocket card. I will give a one-pager pocket card to ma'am, and you can take it as a snippet. So whatever I told in the last few minutes, it's all there, right? So just have this pocket card. Whenever you want something to know more, reach me or LinkedIn, or my email ID is given.